Right, welcome back to more knowledge. Yeah, if you watch them last couple of ones I've done, right, you'll be aware of the ball, right, the ball, the lob, and you also be aware of the lance, as in the spear, right, which is to do with Roger's gear, right. So I looked a bit of ball and lance. So you have balance, right, balance. So as we know, right, ball is the Lord and God, right. So as we see, all these ideas is coming from the idea of balancing hormones. Or 6 steps to balance hormones. Right? Balancing hormones is a big idea. Right? Of course, this stuff is like, meant to be about food and what have you, but when you're talking about balancing hormones, right, you're talking about transing a kid before it's even born. Right? That's basically what it means. The ball idea relating to the lab or a laboratory or the science behind, balancing the hormones is, right? But very, as you can see, a load of ideas about balancing hormones, right? It's a very big idea. Of course, we have two Bal-ancing, right? The two, right? The two, the dualistic and the ball, so the lab, of course, the Smithcraft. Two Bal-ancing. You have a balancing act, right? An attempt to cope with conflicting factors or situations, right? Balancing act. As you can see, the balancing act is a TV show. This latest headline was from 4 hours ago. The balancing act and the transparency, right? Loose pass. Foster, the Dyke, Ian Foster, Ian the Dyke, right? So they're putting all the codes in together, right? 4 hours ago, not. After 6 months of war in Ukraine, the hex, absolute garbage, right? Where a balancing act is part of that type of thing, right? Balancing act, a way of living, right? It's very much a trans code, balancing. We see the balance beam, right? The balance beam in the air gymnastics, or gymnastics, right? Of course, all tea drinkers do this, known as BB, female gymnasts, except they're transes, right? There are transes that performing this, balance beams, and balancing the hormones. So obviously a test of skill for their own tea drinkers, right? You're aware of Balmoral Castle, right? Remember, Baal is God. Baal is God, Lord, Master. So you have the moral, the morality, and like the Roman, see? The obviously this place, Tina Beach, is a royal residence where the royal people live, like Scots baronial. It's a ball about there. Bal, Una, Queen Elizabeth II. God's Palace, Balmoral, God's Palace. Architect William Smith. So plenty of smithing about, see? Plenty of Smithcraft. John Thomas. And then John Thomas, Buckingham Palace and Westminster. So this sculptor and architect worked on the Buckingham Palace or on the Palace of Westminster. And the Stuart, of course, the Stuart and all that. The Bal, see? The Bal. West of Bal-ancing, west of Bal-ancing. The 1852, 666 and 7. Remains private property, is not part of the Crown estate. Here's the etymology of Balmoral, right? Quoted first as Bushmoral, right? Double 7 and 6, right? Balmoral, birth, right? Birth. So birth means like the dualistic, it means both genders, right? So God, again, like the one of the last videos I've done, the God is the two genders in one, right? Which means the trans, right? And also the hot, which I've done before. The hot means the lodge, right? So directly referring to Masonic lodge and all. A haunted lodge in the area, right? Sir Robert Gordon. Gordon's like Flash Gordon. We've had Buck Rogers, now you got Flash Gordon, right? Saviour of the universe, wasn't it? The Black Colonel, John Farquharson. And the Jacobite is the James Jacob, right? And James Farquharson. So very funny codes in this, right? John Smith, like that Labour Prime Minister, see? You heard of John Smith's about. James Clark. Plenty of James as always. Plenty of Gordons and same old cracker. Balmoral Castle. James Beattie, James Giles. Obviously plenty. And there's an E.T. Bell House. E.T. Bell House. Classic, 32. As you can see, a lot of code in this, as you would expect, like. The code there, the servants, right? The servants had to be lodged in the old house. The lodge, where the servants are lodged, right?